us live on this broadcast are our guests, Brigadier Anil Gupta, as well as we have Sushil Pandit also joining us for more on this. So, sir, I'll come across to Sushil Pandit first. Your first reaction to this entire controversy. We just heard these tweets coming in from Mehbooba Mufti, who has accused the forces for killing a civilian.
They have always offered cover fire to militants. Both Mehbooba and Omar have never ever stood up for security forces or the civilians of Kashmir. They have always allowed civilians to become collateral damage. The indiscriminate firing by jihad will never be criticized by them. The use of children and women as shield will never be criticized by them. They have always been batting for jihad. They have always rationalized the excesses of terror, and they have always kept security forces and the nation in the dock. This has been their record, always. And if at all they have acted with FIRs on the officers, FIRs on the Jawans. They have punished the security forces whenever they could. But they have never ever criticized jihad in Kashmir, never ever expressed sympathy for those who are victims of this jihad, who have been killed by their bullets.
Absolutely. We'll also go across to Brigadier Anil Gupta, who also joining us live. Brigadier Anil, your reaction to this entire controversy. We have seen how the forces made sure that the child was safe. He was, in fact, in a way, his life was saved while he had to unfortunately see the death of his own grandfather. But we are seeing leaders like Mehbooba Mufti and Omar Abdullah coming out and yet again targeting our forces who have been fighting, and we have also lost our CRPF Jawan today. All right, we'll try to go back to Brigadier Anil Gupta. We'll also go back to our other guest, Sushil Pandit. Sushil Pandit, your reaction to this entire matter. And this is not the first time we have seen how leaders like Omar Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti have come out and attacked our forces. But the unfortunate part is politicizing the matter and accusing the forces for the killing of a civilian.
Can you imagine? They will never raise a question on the fact that how were these militants harbored in the mosque? They will never raise the question as to how come the Maulvi of the mosque did not alert and instead allowed them a refuge there. Nobody should forget that jihadis were firing upon the civilians and Jawans from the mosque. Somebody should remind them, CRPF lost one Jawan, one brave Jawan, and several of them were injured. They will never be the concern of these jihadis and their supporters in mainstream politics. Their covert, overground supporters in mainstream politics is what Mehbooba Mufti and Omar Abdullah have always been.
Absolutely. In fact, we have seen how strongly the MOS PMO Dr. Jitendra Singh has also spoken out on this entire issue. We'll try to go back to Brigadier Anil also. Brigadier Anil, your reaction to this entire matter. We have seen how time and again the separatist forces have tried to attack our forces. But today's incident is extremely heart-wrenching. And as we have been showing our viewers on the screen as to how a 3-year-old child had to see the death of his own grandfather. Fortunately, he is alive. He is being taken back to his home. But the fact remains is that yet again our forces have been targeted and they have been accused for a civilian's death.
See, this has been the irony in Kashmir. The so-called mainstream politicians led by Mehbooba Mufti and Omar Abdullah, they have never condemned the terrorists or the terrorism. They have always attacked us braveheart soldiers, the men of the police, the army, the security forces, who always keep their life at risk and save the lives of the civilians. They are always in the forefront whenever there's a natural calamity or otherwise. Even when there's a terror attack, they bear the brunt of it. But always these leaders who call themselves mainstream leaders have supported terrorism. They have supported terrorists. They have never condemned them. They have never condemned Pakistan, from where all these things starts. But they always condemn, or they criticize, or even they blame our own security forces personnel for killing the civilians. This is the irony. And today also what has happened is, like Sushil Pandit said, that they have no word or no criticism for the Maulvi, the one who is responsible for harboring the terrorists. They have not said even a word for him or against him, but they have very openly and blatantly blamed the security forces. It's a matter of shame. Now that they've been exposed so badly, I think they know by themselves that is the end of the political careers. So therefore, they now are trying to become even more extremists.
Absolutely. In fact, the SHO Azim Khan saved the life of the 3-year-old child whose grandfather was a victim of the Pak-sponsored terror. In fact, the child is back with the family. His tears should haunt all of us, in fact, who have repeatedly made the case for the terror, specifically the Mehboobas as well as the Abdullahs. Let's take a look at this entire incident.
हम लेके जा रही है ना हम लेके जा रहे हैं देखो आप इधर देखो वो देखो आपके लिए बिस्किट भी लाया चॉकलेट चॉकलेट मामू के पास लेके जाएंगे आपको हम लेके जा रही है ना हम लेके जा रहे हैं देखो आप इधर वो देखो आपके लिए बिस्किट भी लाया चॉकलेट मामू के पास लेके जाएंगे
All right, we'll go back to our guest, Sushil Pandit. Over to you first. So, Sushil Pandit, what more can you state on this entire state of affairs when it comes to the Valley region? We have seen constantly how our forces have managed to gun down as well as eliminate these terror activities in the Valley from the past several weeks now. And now, yet again, we have seen one of our CRPF Jawans unfortunately losing their lives and a civilian. Now, the Pakistani-backed terrorists are also targeting our civilians.
Which has always remained is the use of mosques, abusing the mosques for use of terror activities. We must accuse and punish the Maulvi for harboring terrorists in the mosque which are used or abused for terror activities. This should now become a practice. And number two, any mosque used for terror activities should be sealed immediately, never to be reopened. Only this kind of deterrence will take terrorism out of mosques. We've seen mosques were used to mobilize stone pelters at the encounter sites. When we were pushed out of Kashmir, mosque loudspeakers were used in order to terrorize us. Mosque walls and notice boards were used to put hit lists, to put quit notices against us. Mosques have been traditionally being abused for terror activities, for harboring terrorists and to launch terror attacks. Even some of the most important mosques like Hazrat Bal, Charar-e-Sharif, they were used, abused in the past. And we have had sieges of these mosques. But now, if they abuse, they do not keep the sanctity of the mosque intact, we must seal those mosques and punish those Maulvis who harbor these terrorists and allow mosques to be used for terror operations for running a jihad. This should become part of our standard operating procedure so that it is a deterrent for any future action of using mosque as a place of refuge or a place for terror activities, planning or executing them.
Absolutely. In fact, we'll also go back to Brigadier Anil Gupta, who's also with us on this broadcast. Brigadier Anil, we have seen how in the past 6 months, 57 Hizbul terrorists have been gunned down and eliminated by our forces. And the forces in the press conference that happened today also stated as to how false propaganda and information is being spread about the incident. So, in a way, this can be demoralizing for our forces as well, who are constantly trying to, in fact, safeguard the valley region and at the same time losing their own personnel as well.
See, history repeats itself. We have been witnessing in Kashmir that as and when the terrorists are under pressure and they are being eliminated by the number that are being done today or these days, they always, at the behest of their Aka sitting in Pakistan, resort to killing of soft targets and also target the police personnel to demoralize the forces and raise the morale of their own cadre. Because presently the morale of the cadre is in their boots. The cadre is very badly affected. It's not willing to move out. They're so shaken, they're so shocked by the activities of the civil activities of the forces and the cooperation they are getting from the local Awam. Because it is the cooperation of the local Awam which is providing them intelligence. So therefore, all these things combined are now, they are trying to retaliate, and that always the retaliation is on the soft targets. So that is why you have seen earlier, 4 or 5 days back in Beach Bihara also they killed a 5-year-old boy, and today they have targeted a police post, a police party which was trying to occupy a Naka, and similarly they are targeted civilians. And so this is the strategy which these people follow, and the force is also aware of it, and it's a matter of time before they'll be overcome. But somehow we have to be careful because the indications which are coming of even China trying to revive terrorism with the help of Pakistan in view of the ongoing tension on the LAC, with all these inputs coming, we may be surprised by some more attacks, certain more infiltrations, and some high-profile attacks for which the security forces will have to be ready.
All right, Brigadier Anil Gupta and Sushil Pandit, thank you so much for joining us here on Republic TV.